We're in a 2008 Ford Taurus. We're going to do a remote starter. We're going to start with a 7mm, and we're going to remove all the 7mm underneath the dash. At this point, we should be able to remove the dash panel. Then we need a 5.5mm to remove the steering column screws. There are 3 of them. At this point, we're going to apply pressure to the seam in the front. And release the steering column plastic. There are 2 plugs we're going to be dealing with. There's the main ignition plug and the immobilizer plug. These are the 2 plugs we're going to need to access to do this remote starter. There's also a diagnostic plug connection. We're going to have to access this wire harness from the diagnostic plug as well. We're also going to remove the 2 7mm screws that hold the diagnostic plug in place, and we're going to remove the clip so we have access to this wiring harness. We're going to use our razor knife and cut through the tape on this wire loom. We're going to remove the wire from its jacket so we have access to the vehicle's can high and can low wires. Our 2008 Ford Taurus is disassembled and ready for installation. We're doing the Fortin take out of the box, plug in, play remote starter. This is going to activate from 3 presses of the lock button on the factory remote. The first thing we want to do is we want to plug in the ignition connection to the back of the ignition switch. When we plug this plug in, we want to make sure that it firmly seats. A little tough to push in sometimes. The plug is firmly seated. We're going to plug the vehicle plug into the corresponding end. So we've interrupted the ignition plug. Now we're going to interrupt the immobilizer plug. We're going to plug the immobilizer plug into the corresponding plug, and then we're going to plug the harness immobilizer plug into the back of the immobilizer. We're making sure the plugs seat firmly. This job will also require connections to the can high and the can low. On this Taurus, the can high is gray with orange. I'm going to apply a T-tap to the gray and orange, and the can low is violet with orange, and we're going to apply a T-tap to this wire as well. Making sure the T-taps click and lock in firmly. We're going to take our labeled connectors and we're going to plug can high into can high and can low into can low. Now we're going to remove all the plugs from the Evo. We want to hold the program button down on the Evo All while we insert the 4-pin data plug into the Evo. There are 3 LED lights. There's a blue, a red, and a yellow. We want to release when the solid blue light is on. It's going to be the first light to light. If we miss it, it will come back around. So I'm going to show you what to do. Hold the programming button down, plug in the 4-pin plug. The blue light lit up. We should have released then. If we miss it, it'll come back around and we release on solid blue. If we screw up and we release on any other color but blue, we can simply unplug the data plug and redo the procedure. Okay, we're released on blue. Now we want to plug the rest of the plugs into the Evo. We're going to start with the 20 pin. And then on the bottom, we're going to do the red connection. And then we're going to do our can high and can low, which are located on the white plug of the Evo. At this point, we are ready to program the Evo. To start the programming procedure, unplug the 4-pin data plug from the Evo. Press and hold the program button while plugging in the 4-pin. We want to release on solid red. From this point, we're ready to program the Evo All. With a solid red light on the Evo All, we want to place the first OEM key in the ignition and turn it to the on position. Remove it, place the second OEM key, turn it to the on position. Remove it and press and hold the program button on the Evo. The ignitions will activate. The Evo light will flash 10 times. The module is now programmed. To activate our remote starter with the OEM key, simply press the lock button 3 times. This will trigger the Evo All to start the vehicle. At this point, the remote starter is complete. Simply press the brake pedal and hold it with your hand, and the vehicle will shut off.